Every year, the savannah becomes a battlefield. Millions of animals abandon safety and march straight into chaos, plunging into rivers where crocodiles strike like living traps, crossing plains where lions lie in wait, and staggering through heat so intense it kills the weak before predators even arrive. And here's the most staggering part. They do it willingly, not once, but every single year. This is migration, nature's most ruthless survival game. A gamble so dangerous that 250,000 wildebeest never make it out alive. Yet the herds return, drawn by a force older than memory itself. Across Africa, this heartbeat of movement takes many forms. The thunder of 1.5 million wildebeest shaking the Serengeti. The silent flood of 5 million antelopes sweeping across South Sudan. Ancient elephant clans walking corridors remembered only by their matriarchs. Flamingos painting entire lakes pink as they chase invisible ribbons of algae. Some of these journeys are legendary. Others remain hidden. But together, they expose a truth more shocking than the predators themselves. Without migration, Africa's wilderness would wither and die. The mystery of migration. Centuries ago, migration was a riddle no one could solve. Aristotle himself believed that red-breasted robins transformed into entirely different birds when the seasons shifted. In medieval Europe, people swore barnacle geese grew from driftwood, or that swallows buried themselves in river mud to quote-unquote sleep until spring. For ancient observers, these myths filled a void of understanding. What they couldn't imagine was the truth. That creatures weighing only grams could cross oceans, guided not by magic, but by a map written into their very senses. Today, satellites and GPS collars reveal the astonishing accuracy of nature. Birds sense the Earth's magnetic field. Wildebeest detect the subtle scent of rain carried on the wind. Elephants follow memories of landscapes mapped across decades. Migration is not chaos, it is swarm intelligence, where thousands of individuals move as though they share a single mind. And nowhere is this natural choreography more dramatic than Africa's grasslands. The Great Migration. Each year, the Serengeti erupts into one of the most spectacular dramas on Earth. 1.5 million wildebeest, 500,000 calves, and hundreds of thousands of zebras and gazelles surge north in an endless wave. It begins with birth. On the short grass plains of the southern Serengeti, within just a few weeks, nearly 500,000 calves are born. By overwhelming predators with sheer numbers, each calf's odds of survival increase. It is evolution's cruel but effective arithmetic. Zebras play the role of pioneers. Unlike wildebeest, they remember specific routes. With strong teeth, they chew down coarse grasses, revealing tender shoots beneath. This cooperation allows both species to thrive. The Mara River. Beneath the muddy current, crocodiles lie in wait. Reptiles, older than history, some stretching 5 meters long. The moment the first zebra leaps, panic ignites. Thousands crash into the water. The sound is deafening. Roaring hooves, splashing waves, snapping jaws. Many drown, many are dragged under. Yet, the survivors press forward, driven by instincts older than memory. The Serengeti's migration is legendary, yet, shockingly, it is not Africa's largest. The Great Nile migration. Far from the safari crowds of Tanzania, another migration unfolds, almost unseen. Across the floodplains of South Sudan, more than 5 million white-eared kobe, alongside tiang and Mongala gazelles, surge across 100,000 square kilometers. It is the largest land migration on Earth. Unlike the Serengeti, this spectacle isn't defined by predator chases or river crossings. Its drama lies in its sheer scale. Seen from the air, it resembles a living river, each hoofprint sowing seeds, fertilizing soil, and keeping ecosystems balanced. Lions and leopards follow this tide, but here, the focus isn't survival of the fittest. It is the quiet power of millions moving together. Yet few people outside conservation circles even know it exists. Proof that Africa still holds secrets, even in an age of satellites. Elephants, the architects of memory. Some migrations aren't dictated by instinct, but by wisdom. The African elephant is perhaps the greatest navigator of all. Led by matriarchs who may be over 40 years old, herds move according to memory, of hidden water holes beneath rock, of fruit groves that ripen after the rains, of paths carved by ancestors centuries ago. In Mali, elephants undertake one of the longest migrations ever recorded for the species, traveling over 30,000 kilometers in great arcs across semi-desert. When rivers dry, they dig into sandbeds with trunks and feet, releasing water that becomes an oasis for countless other animals. But these ancient corridors are disappearing. Roads, farms, and fences slice across traditional routes. A matriarch may remember a pathway, but if it now ends at a fence or village, that memory becomes a trap. The survival of elephants, and the many species that rely on their engineering, depends on keeping these corridors alive. Not all migrations announce themselves with thunder. Some are subtle, scattered, even bizarre. In Botswana, Burchell's zebras embark on Africa's longest straight-line migration, traveling 700 to 1,000 kilometers from the Chobe River to the salt pans of Nexai Pan. Their route is so precise, it's as if engraved into memory. Other Springbok migrations called Trekbok turn the horizon black with dust. Hundreds of thousands moved after sudden rains. Today, fences and farms have fractured these migrations into small migrates into cities, feasting at garbage dumps in Nairobi and Lusaka when savanna food sources fade. And then the flamingos. Millions cross East Africa's soda lakes, chasing microscopic spirulina algae. Their glowing pink flocks spiral across alkaline waters, guided not by scent but by vision, reading the colors of algae blooms like a map written on the lakes themselves. Each of these migrations, though quieter than the Serengeti, is vital to the ecological rhythm of Africa. The Sky Highway's Rift Valley Flyway. Look upward, and you'll find another kind of migration. The Rift Valley Flyway is one of the planet's greatest aerial highways, carrying more than 2 million birds between Europe and southern Africa each year. Soaring birds, storks, pelicans, kites, and eagles ride thermal currents rising from the Great Rift Valley. Without flapping, they glide for hours, conserving precious energy over thousands of kilometers. But these sky roads are perilous. The steppe eagle, with fewer than 75,000 left, faces electrocution from power lines and shrinking hunting grounds. The Egyptian vulture, the smallest of Europe's vultures, travels over 4,000 kilometers south, adapting to life on the fringes of towns and villages, feeding not only on carcasses but on human waste. Here, too, migration is fragile. Human expansion doesn't only block rivers and grasslands, it clutters the skies. The future of migration. Africa's migrations are resilient but not invincible. Fences block age-old corridors, breaking migrations into fragments. Climate change alters the rhythm of wet and dry seasons, leaving herds stranded when rains fail. Tourism pressure at famous crossings like the Marabou River forces wildebeest into rushed, panicked crossings, where more die than nature intended. Yet, there is hope. In southern Africa, the Kaza Corridor, spanning 520,000 square kilometers across 5 nations, is one of the largest conservation networks on Earth. It restores ancient migration routes, allowing elephants, lions, and antelope to move freely across borders. GPS data now shows lions and elephants re-establishing connections once thought lost. Protecting migration is about more than animals. Corridors are the arteries of ecosystems. They transport nutrients, recycle soil, spread seeds, and keep populations genetically strong. Without them, the savanna itself would weaken. Africa's migrations are more than spectacles. They are survival written into motion, ancient journeys that sustain not only herds, but entire ecosystems. From wildebeest braving crocodiles, to flamingos painting soda lakes pink, to elephants leading their young across deserts, each journey is a reminder that life adapts, perseveres, and renews itself. But they are fragile, threatened by our fences, roads, and climate-altering choices. When we protect these migrations, we protect more than wildlife. We protect the future of Africa's wild heart and the people who depend on it. Because the rhythm of migration is the rhythm of life. And if it falls silent, the savanna itself may stop breathing.